Hello, everybody. I think we're live. Check, check, double check. As always, if the audio is not good or you can't hear me, let me know. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that is, I think, so extremely underrated. Actually, I think even a lot of people completely forget about this topic when they write music. And that's why I thought, why not do a live stream about it? Because I want to show you actually the power of this technique. But of course, I also want to give you a small update. Before I showed you on one of the community posts that I bought a new camera for the channel. So here it is. It's Fujifilm, and I must say that I'm very happy with it. So I want to make a lot better quality videos. Of course, the live streams will still be with the webcam, but as you might have known, all the videos before were with only a webcam recorded. So, you know, you need to start somewhere. But I believe in the channel. I get enough support. So thank you all for that. That's why I thought, let's upgrade. Okay, so the technique that today I want to talk about is a technique of chord progressions, and what I mean by that is the top notes, of chord progressions. Because many times I think a lot of people who play instruments think they completely forget about it. And when you're trying to write music, or even when you're playing just a regular chord progression from, let's say, a song by Tame Impala or whoever. You know, the chord progression. Let me switch to my note view now also, so that you can see what I'm talking about. I prepared, of course, a small class for you. See? I think I'm sharing my screen now. I need to wait a little bit till I see it also here on my side. Yes. Okay. So the thing is with chords, as you all know, when you play a normal triad, so let's say you're playing a C major chord, and that would be this. That's a C major chord, of course. And you see we have the notes here, C, E, G, and here's the C again. What a lot of people forget is the shape of the chord. So, which note is on top? Which note is the highest note? Because in music, when we play a chord progression, let me just play something random. Let's see. The things that you hear the most are the lowest tones, so the bass notes, and the highest tones. So actually what you hear the most are the tones that are on the outer side of the spectrum, or on the outer side of the chord. So here, the top voice, this one, and the lower voice, which is here, the bass. So what do I mean with when you need to watch the top voices or the top notes? Well, for example, if you play the C major like this, like I'm going to play it now, you see it here written, we have the C is our top note. So that means that the root note, or as they call it, the octave, is our highest note. Here, let me prove it to you. This is a C. And this is also a C. Don't know if you can hear it, but maybe I need to lower the here. I want to check one thing quickly. Here, technical issue. Because I want to see if everything is coming through. Yeah, my voice is still coming through. Okay, great. Let's see if the guitar is coming through now. Yeah, the guitar is coming through. Also, great. So now when I play this first chord, the C note is going to be the top note. Now when I play this version of the C, the E, which is the third of the major chord, is going to be on top. So it's going to be the same chord, but with a different note as a top note. See this now? And before, this was the top note. You see? Same chord, but just a different top note. So that's this one. That's this example with a third in the top voice. Now the next example is the C major with the fifth in the top voice. So how are we going to play that? Well, that's going to sound like this. So now the G was our top voice. So that's the fifth of the chord. And of course, we can also do this with minor chords. Let's go to the minor chord. Here I have the A minor. The problem is that to play it on guitar, because I need to reconnect my MIDI keyboard because I just moved some things around and I don't have a cable that's long enough to reach from my MIDI cord to my audio interface, so I need to fix that. But if I play the A minor chord in this position where the A is going to be my top note. So that's going to be the octave. And it will sound like this. It will sound a little bit muddy on guitar because I can only play it in this low register. And it will sound like this. This is the lowest note. This is the A. And this is also an A. So when I play it together, it's so a little bit muddy, but now let's go to the version where I play the minor third in the top voice. And it will sound like this. So now and before it was this. And this is now the top note. And now I can of course also play the version where we have the E in the top voice, which will sound like this. Okay, so now let me play to you why it is so important. So here, for example, when I play a chord progression like this, I'm going to play C, G, F, E minor, A minor. But the thing is, I'm going to keep... No, let me first play it for you. Sound like this. So, what we had, when you listen now, I'll play it one more time and then first focus on the bass notes that we have. And probably you'll hear something like this. You'll hear this. So those are the bass notes. That's the bass line. And then also try to listen for the top voices, for the top notes, and see if you can recognize this melody in it. So see if you can recognize that melody. Let me play it again. So I'm going to play the chord progression and focus on these two notes, on those two voices. So did you hear that? Da, 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 da. Dee, 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 dee. So the thing is, if you're not aware of this, that you have this melodic power with your chord progressions, you're losing some extra options for becoming creative in your music. So now let me play you a different version where I keep these notes all the same in the top voice. So the top voice is going to stay the same except for at the end. And so try to listen. I'm going to play the melody of the top voices, of the top notes. So it'll be, you'll hear this. That's what you're going to hear. So let's see. La, 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 la. Okay, now one time without me singing. Want to double check if my audio is coming through. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Now, so one more time. So of course you hear the bass notes. The bass line is this. So that's our bass line. And our top voice, top melody is I'm now at this example for the people who just came. Okay, so one more time that example. Okay, so I hope you can hear the difference. And now I'm going to play another example where I'm going to make a nice line with the top voice. I'm going to make a nice line how it's going to end. So I'm going to first play the chord progression, and then I'm going to quickly play what the top notes sound like when they're isolated. Okay, I need to check it first. Okay. One more time. So this is the melody that you hear. And the thing is, if you're not aware of this, if you're always just playing, for example, because now this is mostly guitar oriented, but actually this counts for all the instruments that you play. Piano, so guitar, you know, whatever chord instrument I can think of, you know, you're dealing with this aspect. So one more time with this melody. So, I mean, it sounds nice to me. Because if I was not aware of this, I would just play the standard shape of all the chords that I know, and then you would not have this melody. So you know, you need to be really aware of this, of what you can do. I can even take it a little bit further, because when I'm aware of my top voices, of my top notes, then also I can play around with added dissonance, with added tones. Like for example, I wrote one excerpt here where I play a C, and then it's not a C sus4, but I just add the 4. And then I'm going to go to an A minor, G, C. And the G is not in root position, but it is in first inversion. I have a video about the inversions. You can check it on my channel also. Multiple videos actually, but you should check the one with being creative with inversion. That's the best one. The other one is a little bit old. Okay, so I'm going to play the picking pattern. This one. And just focus on that nice dissonance here. Here, this minor second. Because here we have an E and an F added together. And it's going to sound... going to stick out a lot, because this E and this F are in the outer voices. Okay, one more time without mistakes from my side. Okay, so the melody that you heard was this. 1, 2. I'm going to play it again and see if you can hear that melody. Do you see how beautiful it can sound when you focus on the outer notes? And why did I choose that? The beautiful thing is now that because the dissonance here, this what you hear here, this you know, that's a half tone of a difference. So that's, you know, that can be quite sharp. And because I'm aware, or we are aware of the top voices, the top notes, we can choose to add this dissonance on the outside. So actually we're going to get the juicy stuff on the outside of the chord, instead of hiding it somewhere inside where it's like more blending in with everything. Now I choose to really put it out there, which is, you know, a lovely thing to do. Now, I wrote, of course, another example, multiple examples. And I wrote the same thing, but with a different melody of the top voice. So what I have here, the beginning is the same, so still we have here the E, E, and then we go to the F, F, but the ending is different. So now I'm going to end on the E for the A minor, which is the 5th, and I'm going to add G here and the E again. So now my upper melody will sound like this. So try to listen for that. Which is really lovely. So let me play it to you. It's really nice, huh? One more time. Really sounds great. And again, let me tell you, if you're not aware of this, you know, you will not write this, or you can maybe by accident. But and also the nice thing of this bass line, is you have this here, C, 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 and then we go to A, and then we go to the G in the first inversion, which creates this nice upwards movement. So without this inversion, you would never get this nice bass line. So let's see one more time. So, yeah, I mean, I'm always a sucker for these kind of patterns because they're, you know, they sound so sincere, and they also have this like slight like emotional sound to it, or you know, you can write a lot of beautiful stuff on top of this. Actually, I used a similar kind of arpeggio for one of my examples in my videos about the Lydian mode. It's my what I call the singer-songwriter example. I have a similar kind of picking pattern. Yeah, you know, I really love that. Great. Now, I wrote another example where I focused on different top notes, and every time the ending is different. So now the ending, or let me play it again. The melody, what you'll hear is this. I'm going to start from here, from this chord. So that's it. That's the top voice melody that you're going to hear. So I'm going to play it now. You see? Lovely. One more time. Oh, sorry. I added an extra note. It's nice, but not what I wanted to play. One more time. So, if you ask me, this one sounds like really like, you know, it really has a closure. And I can take it one step further. I did not write this example down, and maybe I'll make a mistake playing it, but I can even take it further. I can even play this A minor, because now, you know, first example, I played the A minor with the 3rd on top. Now I played it with the 5th on top, but I can also play it with the root note on top. But I need to play around a little bit, and it will sound like this. The melody that you're going to hear will sound like this. So that's the melody that you're going to hear. did not practice this one, so it's a little bit floppy. One more time. Okay, so I really love this one. But we can even take it one step further. I mean, of course, you can take it even 20 steps further. You can add so many other dissonances here. You know, you can add another dissonance here at the A minor and play around with that, of course. So you can really play around with this. But of course, you know, if your dissonance is going to be in the outer voice, like you have here, so if it's going to be the top note, play it on guitar or piano or whatever, it is going to be, it's going to stand out. And you know, in some cases, if it's only guitar and a voice singing, you might want to have that. You might want to have this extra dissonance, you know, like sparkling out. You know, you want to add some extra color. But if you want to hide it more into the arrangement, you know, you want to play that dissonance a little bit in between. Now, I wanted to dive into one small extra thing. This is like a bonus thing, I would say, which is how can you add it to a progression that you'd have from, like, for example, chromatic median progression, or if you would have a secondary dominant in. Because I get those questions a lot during the live streams. Almost every time people ask me about chromatic medians, so I thought, you know, why not include it in here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the chord progression here. And first I'm going to play it with a diatonic median. And the diatonic median is actually, for example, when you go from the C to the A minor, these chords are a third apart. That's called a median relation, when they are a third apart. So that's either a major third or a minor third. So that does not matter what it is, major or minor, but it has to be diatonic. So it has to be within the key. No adjustments. It has to be without any chromaticism. So here you can see this is just a normal median relationship from the C to the A minor. Then we go to the G and we go back to the C. We end there again. And of course, so listen to the top voices. Huh? So the melody that you're going to hear here in the top voice will be this. So that's the melody that you're going to hear in the top voice. And the bass line will be this. So, of course, nothing extremely exciting, but, you know, if I want to show these concepts, I need to be a little bit, you know, I need to stay in the key of C major so that we don't have any sharps or flats, and I want to keep it as transparent and as easy to understand as possible. So that's why examples are not like any super jazz or super rock kind of fusion things. Okay, so I'm going to play it to you. And remember that melody that I played, huh? Okay, time. So, no, it almost sounds childish, huh? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and this is also actually, we're now on the territory of voice leading even. When you keep the top voice the same, so your top note, so what I say now, the melody note, when I keep it the same, then the adjustment here, because the C sharp, that's part of our chromatic median, because now we're playing an A major instead of an A minor. And the thing is, because now this adjusted tone is in the middle and not in the outer voice, you notice it less. And that's, of course, sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. But when you're playing accompaniment, then mostly you want to be a little bit in the background. So when you keep the top voice the same, you will not hear it that much. Let's give it a try. So you see, I only heard this. Almost E-I-E-I-O from Old MacDonald Had a Farm. One more time. So it used to be this. And now it's this. So you see that chromatic median, it's, you know, I mean, it sounds quite smooth because we have the top notes, they stay the same. And that's why it connects it and makes it extra smooth. But, of course, we can also play it in the top voice. So what I'm going to do now, because I want to create like a chromatic line. So to do that, I need to have the C in the outer voice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the C chord in octave position, as it's called. So the C is going to be in the top voice. And then I'm going to go to the A major, which is our chromatic median. Could be A minor, actually. And but to make it A major, I need to raise the C and make it into a C sharp. So that will create our chromatic line here. And it's going to be in the outer voice. And then I'm going to go to the G chord, and our D note is in the top voice, which is, you know, from C sharp to D is only half a step also. So that creates a nice connection. And then I make my way down again to the C major chord in the octave position, as it's called. Let's give it a try. Let me also first play to you what the melody will sound like. Oh, it sounds cool already, I think. Okay, let's try. So you see how different that is compared to this top one, where it sounds like this. Now again, this lower one, where I have it this chromatic ascend. So that's actually basically all there is to it. And I can, you know, I can make so many variations. For example, I can play. Also, I wanted to say, if there are any questions at this moment, you can ask them. Of course, you can ask Queen also. If you have any questions, I'll try to join in. I wrote it also down. People joining in. So, for example, what I can also do, let me play around with some other top voice interesting things. I'm going to play around with an A minor chord, and I'm going to show you what kind of cool things we can do with that one. So what I'm going to do so this is normally our A minor chord, huh? So we have A, E, natural. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a B to it. That will be add 2, add 9. And the thing is, I can either play that B below here, or I can play it in the top voice. First I'm going to play below here, so the chord will be now this. Like this. So A minor 2 or add 9. Okay, so I'm going to play a picking pattern with the C, which is the minor third, on top. Okay, and now slowly I'm going to add the B. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the B below here, under here, and this creates some nice friction. So it's going to sound like this. Do you hear that? It's nice, huh? Okay, Now, what I want to do is I want to search for a different way of playing this A minor chord, and for me to be able to put that B in the top voice. So what I want to do, excuse me, what I want to do is actually this. And it looks a bit strange here, like this. Let's see if I can lower everything, make it a little bit more clear. So what I want to do here, I want to have now the B in the top voice. So this note, which is not a chord tone, it's not a harmonic tone, it's a dissonance. That B. So let's see if I can find a way of putting that B in the top voice without sounding it too muddy, because on guitar, if I play it too low, it'll sound a bit. So you need to give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, I found one. Ah, here, there we go. So normally with the C in the top voice, it would sound like this. La, da. But now when I have this B in the top voice, we have this dissonance tone in the top voice. This is extremely beautiful chord shape, ask me. Really, really incredible. So that's what you can do. So, you know, I'm going to play the A minor again with now. Actually, I found a chord shape where I can play all versions. I want to play the A minor also now with. I'm going to play the A minor like this. Let me. So now the A is in my top voice, and it sounds like this. The A is my top voice, top note. And now I'm going to make the C the top voice, which is the minor third. It's a bit more emotional, I would say. It has more impact also. And now I'm going to make the fifth the top voice. So let's see. Yeah, that's it. Playing it. Oh yeah, there we go. So you see, those are the differences. And then if we would play the B again in the top voice. And that's absolutely lovely. So I think that's what I wanted to tell you. So now, actually, this is the most of the theory that I wanted to tell you, and I hope you enjoyed me playing also only guitar on this one. I wanted to do it actually with electric guitar, but for some reason I could not manage to get things to work. So that was a bit annoying. So that's why I had to switch to acoustic guitar and sit a little bit in this kind of uncomfortable state with the guitar on my knee the whole time, so that you guys can still see. But I hope you enjoyed the class about this, because you know, this is really a topic that a lot of people are not aware of. Like, that you actually, when you play each chord progression, your top voices, if you want it or not, the top voices will create a melody. So if that's the case, then it's better that you use it, right? That you use that possibility, that you're aware of that, and that you explore the creative and the expressive possibilities with that. And as I said, especially when you're going to add dissonant tones, you really have the choice of like displaying those dissonant tones in the top voices. And if you're not aware of that, then you're just, you know, you're missing out on so much. So I hope that this will at least give you some new possibilities to play around on guitar and piano. If you're a producer, you know, don't always use the same chord shape, but you know, think of the different possibilities that you have, because your chord progressions should not be static, or should not, but you know, if you don't want them to be static, then at least now you know how you can spice it up and make things sound better. Of course, this was For the music theory purists with us, of course, this has to do with voice leading, what I did today. I have a video on that also, if you like. It's a very short one, it's very concise, so I think it would be nice to check it out. But I don't go as deep into the material as I did now, because now I really displayed only the fact that the top voices, I'm going to say it again, the top notes are a melody. They create melodies. So I think that's all that I wanted to say for today. That's all there was to say, I think. Of course, I might make another video about this, and so I hope that you check it out then as well. For now, I'm going to continue creating new videos with this baby here. And also, I'm going to very soon. I'm going to launch my website. I'm working on it as we speak. And there in the future, and in any case, you can read my blog posts there, and also I'll post videos there. And you can also buy sample packs there. And in the future, I'm going to also launch some music courses. I'll ask a question in the community tab here on YouTube. Because I would like to know if I was going to make a music course, because I'm going to make multiple music courses, like small ones. So they're not going to be that expensive as, you know, it's not going to be like that you need to buy it for $200. That's why I want to keep the price low. So I'm going to separate it by topics. But I'll create a poll in the community tab about this. And then with what kind of courses you would actually like to see. What do you think is useful for you? And do I need to include MIDI? Do I need to include the notes? You know, what would you like to see? So I'll be asking some questions about that. And I think for now, for this Sunday, for the people watching on the other side of the ocean, your day, of course, is still not even halfway. So I wish you guys a good day. And for the other people who are watching on my side of the ocean, I wish you a good night. And for now, see you next time. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like the videos, share them with your friends or with your colleagues, because that really, really helps me out. Thank you.